start? Oh.
Hello, 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 family, peace and blessings. And we are back for another episode of Heal with Angelica Waters podcast, where we discuss all things healing. And on today's episode, I have a guest joining me today, Tiffany Pullen. Did I say that right?
Yes, ma'am, you
Pullen.
did.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Birthing doula and founder of Milk Mamas that encourages mothers on their breastfeeding journey by providing a community of love and support for women and their children here today as we will be discussing today's topic, the womb, the house of creation.
Yes.
Tiffany, I am so excited to have you on the show today. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for inviting me. I know it's been a struggle, but thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you again for joining me. Now, before we get started on today's amazing topic, do you mind letting our audience know more about you?
Yes, yes. Okay, so my name is Tiffany Pullen, and like she stated, I am the founder of Milk Mamas. And Milk Mamas is a breastfeeding support group that's located here in Dayton, Ohio. Our mission is for to help mothers reach their breastfeeding goals. So whatever that may look like, it could be couple weeks, couple months, couple years. But
Mhm.
overall, we want to make sure our moms are reaching their goals.
Yes, yes, that
So,
is amazing. Thank you so
no
much.
problem, no
Now, let's get
problem.
started on today's topic, the womb, the house of creation. Now,
Yes.
did you know that infant mortality rate is the number of the infant deaths for every 1,000 live births? In 2019, the infant mortality rate in the United States was 5.6 deaths per 1,000 live births. This is why doulas are so necessary when giving birth. A doula is a professional trained in childbirth who provides emotional, physical, and educational support to a mother who is expecting, is experiencing labor, or has recently given birth. Their purpose is to help women have a safe, and empowering birthing experience.
Yes,
Now
yes,
that brings
yes,
me to my first question for you, Miss Tiffany. I just
yes.
wanted to know what started you in your journey of becoming a birthing doula.
So, basically, it all started when I was working at a clinic here in Dayton, Ohio. And honestly, this was right after I came back from maternity leave. And
Mhm.
I just had this epiphany like, uh, I want to be a doula or I want to be a nurse. I want to do something that involves me assisting mothers while giving birth, or it could be postpartum. So,
Mhm.
I'm real big on breastfeeding, so that's
Mhm.
included within the fourth trimester. So, definitely after I had my babies, that's what got me on the whole breastfeeding kick, honey. I was hard headed. People was telling me that I wasn't gonna be able to breastfeed, and I'm like, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all. So, yeah, after I had my son, which is who's actually my oldest, that's what kind of got my passion going for breastfeeding and overall becoming a doula.
Wow, I love it. I love it. You said, I
Yes.
can do this. You can't tell me I
Yes.
can't.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
yes. I think I
ma'am.
dealt with the same little struggle after I had my son. Well, before I had my son, didn't know if I could really do the breastfeeding thing, but when you have it in your mind to do it, you can do it.
Yes.
So yeah, I
Yes.
knew I can do it, and my son came out and he latched on perfectly fine, and it's been great ever since.
Yeah, say that, say that. And
Yes.
granted, it's not always like that for moms. So, and when you don't have the education or when you don't have the support, it's very easy for mothers to just give up or start
Mhm.
supplementing with formula when it all could be resolved with an easy fix. Hopefully, I'll say
Mhm.
it's an easy fix. But when you don't know, you just don't know. So that's basically what Milk Mamas is here for. Like, you have this community of mothers you can fall back on because, we all have been through it, or will be going through it. So it's
Mhm.
like, that's what Milk Mamas is for.
Yes, yes, exactly. I love that, Tiffany. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, thank
Now,
you.
what are your thoughts on why having a birthing doula is important to one's pregnancy and postpartum journey?
Okay. So, well, first I do want to kind of clear something up. I am certified to be I am certified to be a birthing doula. However, my heart is with postpartum work, so I
Okay.
am also a postpartum doula as well.
Mhm.
And I say that because support does not stop at birth. So that's the
Yes.
reason why I just say doula instead of being specifically and saying birthing doula or postpartum
Okay.
doula because yeah, but that's just for me personally. So I mean, that's just it doesn't go like that for all doulas, but that's just for
Mhm.
me personally. Um, I say it's important to have a birthing doula. We can start with birthing doulas. So it's important for you to have a birthing doula because, especially if you're a first time mom,
Mhm.
if you have someone there that's like outside of your family, outside of your friends, like your social circle or environment, so if you have somebody there that's willing to work with you, that you can connect with, that can also um, basically educate you about your body and what you are about to experience, it kind of helps the overall journey as well, and it also helps give you a more rememberable birth, I should say. Um,
Mhm.
a lot of women, I should say, especially if you don't have a birthing doula, I should say, well, let me give an example for me. I
Yes.
didn't have a birthing doula. With my son, he ended up coming early at 31 weeks. Now, I will say I had my nurse, who was shout out to Nurse Val with Nurse Family Partnership. Okay, so I did have my nurse, so that was about as close as I got to a doula. And when my son was in the NICU, I'm like, oh man, I can't breastfeed. Like, And she like, nope, this what we gonna do. When I say she came over, she brought me all the education that I needed. Like, that was definitely what I needed. So when my son, when he was in the NICU, I knew what to do. Even
Mhm.
prior to him coming early, like she told me, like she basically gave me the basic education I needed for breastfeeding for when that case was to happen, I would be
Mhm.
ready. So it's definitely important for you to have a birthing doula. It lowers your chances of having using instruments during birth, like the
Yeah.
forceps, being induced. It lowers your chances of just having a overall bad birth. Period. I'm not
Mhm.
going to say a bad birth, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
that's why it's definitely important for you to have a birthing doula. Now going into postpartum,
Yes. Mm.
everybody loves to sleep. I ain't gonna lie. I know you like your sleep. I
Yes,
love
need
my
it.
sleep.
Mhm.
So it's already study shows that mothers who do breastfeed, they do get more sleep compared to moms who are formula feeding, which obviously makes sense because you got to get up, you got to wash these bottles
Mhm.
out, you got to fill them up with water, you got to mix the formula, you got to do all this other stuff. Versus, okay, if you breastfeeding, you just gonna roll over, you're gonna pop that booby out, you're gonna latch baby on. When baby
Mhm.
full, they go unlatch, and y'all both gonna go to sleep peacefully.
Yes.
Okay.
Love it.
So where a birthing doula, a postpartum doula come in at, we help prep for those feedings. When it's late night, when it's 4 a.m., 5 a.m., you really don't feel like getting up. The postpartum doula come in help prep you for those feedings. Even if you are doing formula, we can help prep for those feedings as well. We offer light house work assistance as
Mhm.
far as like dishes, laundry, light housework. Okay.
Mhm.
And just different stuff like that. Also to just take the load off of the mom and the family, not just the mom, period, because
Yeah.
we do want dad to be involved. We do want grandma to be involved. We do want grandpa to be involved. So the postpartum doula is basically just to take the load off of that family so they can actually enjoy the transition into parenthood or a parent of multiples. So that's a couple of reasons
Yes.
why it's important.
Yes, yes, I love it. I can definitely agree with you with that. I didn't have a chance to have you as my postpartum doula, but I did have a doula assist me through the pregnancy and after the pregnancy, and
Mhm.
it was with this being my first child. Um, Yeah, that after was intense. I got
Yes.
sick right after the hospital. It was very, very overwhelming, and I needed somebody. And my doula came, and she was amazing. It was like, oh my God, thank you so much, because you can get overwhelmed.
Yes.
Um, and like the dad can get overwhelmed too, like so it's always a good thing just to have that extra support. That's why I love just doulas period, and what they bring to
Yeah.
the picture. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, thank you for clearing
No
that up.
problem. No problem. And it's
Yes.
all, and this what's crazy because a lot of people really don't know what a doula is. And
Mhm.
there are doulas for almost everything. You got sex doulas, you got death doulas for people who are transitioning into death. You have
Mm.
fertility doulas for women who are trying to get pregnant. Um, Literally, it's a doula for almost everything. So
Wow, that's my first time ever knowing that. Oh, I didn't know
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. It
Wow,
gets
okay.
interesting. It definitely gets interesting.
Yes.
So I really enjoy what I do. I really do.
Yes, I love it. We need more birthing doulas. Yes. So, what are your thoughts on a home birth versus a hospital birth? And which one do you believe is safer?
Okay. So my thoughts on home births versus hospital births. Well, I mean, it could be me being biased, especially me being a black woman.
Yeah.
Um, of course, I'm gonna say birth in your own home, and I say that because when how it used to be, I'm gonna say how it used to be. It when it came to women, when it comes to women giving birth, or when it has came to women giving birth back in the day, it was more of a social event. It wasn't more so a medical event. It was more
Mhm.
so social. Like you, and when I say social, I mean it would be different women from the community that would come, and they would bring you things. Like they would literally like shower the mom with love and support,
Mhm.
and just to let her know like you gonna be all right, that baby
Yeah.
gonna be all right. So and then also, reading about the history of how black women were treated when
Mhm.
they were when hospital births definitely became relevant, the way black women were treated in the beginning, or the way women period was were treated, but of course black women, it was worse. But the
Yeah.
way women were treated period when they were delivering in hospitals, it's you don't really see too much of a difference nowadays. And I only say that
Mhm.
because I worked in a clinic. I've heard, I sat in centering with a lot of women. I heard the stories. I witnessed a lot. And to today, and it's just so sad because today to witness or to even hear about a lot of stuff that's still taking place within hospitals, and I mean the disparities. And this is coming from the same people that you trust with your life. Like this is a real vulnerable time. Like so being at home in the comfort of, your doula, your midwife, your mama, aunt, heck, husband,
Yeah.
spouse, whoever, definitely, I would definitely take that over
Yes.
being in the hospital and, having these doctors who may or may not even care about me. And let's just be
Mhm.
honest. And I'm not saying that there's doctors out there who don't,
Yeah.
but, just being in the comfort of your own home around the love, feeling that, that really can take a big toll on your birth, and you can actually notice the difference because you're calm,
Yes.
you are right. So it's like that makes the baby real easy to like basically come out because you're calm. I don't know how much
Exactly.
to explain it, but like your body is so relaxed versus you're in a hospital. You don't know what's going on. Nurses is running in and out of the room.
Yes.
Your anxiety is at an all time high, and then
Yes.
you wondering what's going on. Why ain't this baby coming out? Because you're just
Yeah.
so amped. Calm down. Just calm down.
Yes. Yes. I love it.
So
Yes.
that's my thought on home births.
Yeah.
That's my thought. Yeah.
Ooh, I was kind of getting a little emotional just a little bit, only because, I've experienced not getting treated well at the hospital when giving birth, and it was very rushed. They were trying to force me to they was trying to force me to get an epidural, force me to hurry up and give labor, and I didn't want to do that. I'm pretty sure I was the talk of the hospital because I had refused vaccines, I refused everything. And they was like, "What is wrong with you? Your baby's gonna." I'm like, "I don't want to hear it." And I noticed, like, right after delivery, how much pressure I was getting from them to make me do things that I didn't want to do to my son. I was like, "Oh
Mm-hmm.
wow." So just being able to have um that choice, that choice of freedom to do whatever it is with your child, and being able to be comfortable, because I wasn't comfortable. I felt like it
Mm-hmm.
was forced. I felt like it was pushed, and then at the same time, I'm big on energy. I'm really, really big on energy, and you have to understand that you get more love when you are at home giving birth, because you know these energies. But when you go
Yeah.
into a hospital, you don't know what this person was dealing with before they came in your room to help
Yeah.
you give birth. You don't know what they got going on. So in their mind, they're just trying to hurry up and do their job. It's a lack of care, and especially for the black woman, we have literally just been shunned. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so what?
Oh
Don't
yeah.
care. Whatever. Hurry up. Get this. Like, it's like
Mm-hmm.
they have no regards, and that's just what it is, because the rate of I want to speak on infant mortality, and also maternal mortality, where you're
Mm-hmm.
seeing more black women dying in the hospitals versus them dying during home birth, is because of the lack of care and support that we're getting from the hospital. And also, I believe, because we don't even have our own hospitals, like, so it's like, it's crazy. I got that kind of touched
Yes.
me. So
It's definitely a touchy topic. It's definitely a touchy topic. Right now I'm studying to get my bachelor's in maternal child health. So
yes,
this is stuff that I'm actually looking into. Why is it that our moms are 4 to 5 times likely to die versus our white counterparts? Why?
yes,
It just don't make sense. And then another thing to go along with the maternal child health is also we have to get our moms educated. We have
yes.
to get them educated. And it's not just about the babies or pregnancies. We have to get them educated about the afterbirth, postpartum, which plays a huge role into a woman's mental, like her mental and everything. Like that was something I really didn't speak on. And to be honest, it honestly took for me to become a mother for me to start my healing journey. And when I
Mm,
say my healing journey, it's so much that popped up that I really was not aware of until I became a
mm,
mother.
yes,
I didn't know I was so triggered. I could be so triggered by things that my kids did or things that people did to my kids. So it really took for me to take a step back when I
mm,
became a mother to say, okay, well, how can I be the best mother for my kids?
yes,
Because if mom is not happy, my kids are not happy. If the household, if the foundation is not together, my kids are not together. And me and my dad was literally just talking about this. So we really have to get our moms, and not only the moms, because dads too. And that's literally nobody never talks about that.
Yes.
Dads go through postpartum too,
Mhm.
which is crazy. I mean, you as a woman, you like, hell, I'm carrying this baby. I'm the one that's doing this.
Yes.
I'm da, 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 da. Like, yeah, but you have to think from a man's point of view. He has to not only take care of, not saying he has to take care of you, but
Mhm.
he's not only taking care of you, but he has a whole nother life that he has to take care of. For some men, this is actually stepping into becoming a man. Cause
Yeah.
like you gotta think they have to provide. Like that's literally the first thing they think about is how am I about to provide for not only myself, but for my kid. And
Mhm.
not only for my kid, but for the woman who's taking care of my kid. So it's definitely a lot that goes into it. So we have to do better with educating ourselves, educating one another, taking advantage of these free resources. When people are throwing these free resources out, definitely attend,
Mhm.
participate any way you can because our kids now are the future. So if
Yes.
we don't, if they don't see us taking care of ourselves, how do we expect for them to act when they get older?
Yes.
So it's definitely about setting an example and educating the community.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for mentioning that. I definitely believe that. Since and it's not throwing shade on our parents at all.
No, no, definitely not.
No shade on our parents, mom, dad. I love you, but
Ooh, I don't want to hear nothing from my
it's
dad after this or my mama.
no shade, but I was just speaking on us, and I can agree with you as well. I think when I became a mother, I was able to see the things that I wasn't able to see before, and now wanting to be my best self, so my son can be his best self, and not taking anything that I went through and put it on him as far as
Mhm.
my burdens, as so maybe our parents may have done with us unconsciously, not knowing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey, and as if we can
Definitely.
get more educated, if we can get more educated in just pregnancy and birthing and just what our babies need, how to be taken care of properly during pregnancy, the things that you should eat and do while pregnant, especially
Mhm.
after pregnancy. I think I was thinking my whole pregnancy was bad. I was like, oh, I got to postpartum. I'm like, whoa, this is a whole different ball game.
Yeah. Say that.
I said,
Yes.
hold on, wait, stop now.
Honey.
It was a whole different ball game. It was like they said, what they say, the fourth trimester, or
Oh
so they say.
yeah.
That's
It's
yeah.
Yeah, it really is. But you know what it is? It's you got to think after you delivering, you have all of these hormones, you have all of these chemicals inside of your brain, and they like once you
Mm,
deliver, your body is just like going into shock, like it does not know what to do. Like it know to make milk, it knows
yeah.
that, like it knows to make milk. But as far as any other aspect, it's like you're literally, it's like your emotions are coming down from a 10 to a two. And it's like
Mhm.
in the midst of doing that, you're literally all over the place. You literally cannot remember things. Like both sides of the brains is like not working.
Wow.
So after you deliver, that's why it's so important for you to have a postpartum doula. Just so like it may be things that you're gonna forget that y'all had talked about before birth, or it may be things that like you may be going through postpartumly and your doula is able to kind of clear it up for you if you do not
Yes.
understand it, or it may be something like, for an example, I'm not trying to say that you were wrong or anything when you said you feel like the doctors were trying to push something on you.
Mhm.
Not and I definitely did not trying to say you were wrong or anything, but for an example, like in that case, like if there is a medical need for something, and granted mom may not agree, but if there is a medical need for it that may save her life, baby's life, that's what the doula is there for. Like, hey mom, I know this may not be what you
Yes.
need, but listen, I mean, no, I take that back. I know this may not be what you want, but for the sake of your life and your baby's life, this is what you need. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's why it's important to have a doula. So it's kind of like to Keep
Level things
everybody
down.
grounded. Yeah, you
Yeah,
feel me?
balance
Like,
everything out.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You
that's
actually went into
definitely
my
why.
You actually went
Hmm.
into my next question in regards to why it's important to have an advocate, and when I say advocate, a birthing doula, or I mean just
Period.
somebody that's kind of knowledgeable to
Yeah.
be there. Like, okay, mama, I know that it's a lot going on right now, but like you said, for you and this child, we need to take these steps to do this. So just somebody comfortable by your side when you're going through that is
Yeah.
very important. So I love that how you explained that, Mama. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Yes.
So
Definitely.
I want to get into us talking more about your business, Milk Mamas, and why breastfeeding is important.
Okay, my favorite topic. So, I had stated before what Milk Mama's, what our mission was as far as increasing the breastfeeding numbers, increasing the length of breastfeeding. Right now, in the state of Ohio, we have about 80% of moms who have breastfed. Like they have breastfed period, which is actually a good initiation number.
Yeah.
However, by the time they get to what about 3 months or so, I want to say it's about half of that.
Mm.
Probably about not even half of that is breastfeeding. Half, yeah, half of those mothers are breastfeeding. So, granted, if you go to it's recommended that you breastfeed for up to 6 months, and that is for babies to get the full benefit of breastfeeding, and not only
Mm.
babies, mothers too, because mothers definitely benefit from breastfeeding. You are healing faster. Your ovary is going from yeah, your ovaries are going, well, your uterus is going from the size of a watermelon to the size of a fist. So you're healing faster. um you're lowering your chances of getting breast cancer. If you have a daughter and you are breastfeeding her, you are lowering her chances of getting breast cancer.
Ooh.
You are lowering your kids' chances of being obese.
Mm.
Um, it's so many things with breast milk that a lot of people in the community do not know. As far as it's people who have cancer who is drinking breast milk.
Oh
Okay?
wow.
It ain't nothing you can tell me that my milk can do, that my milk
Yes.
cannot do. Okay? And that's what I want other women in the community to understand. Like, your body was made for this. Literally, your body was made for this. Don't let nobody else tell you different. So that's what Milk Mamas is for. And right now we are offering our doula. So right now I am offering a postpartum doula package, and I am partnering up with two other phenomenal women in the community. One being Taisha, and she comes from Gifted Hand Solutions, Health Solutions, and she offers CPR training. Yes, honey, Black
Yes.
woman offering CPR training. We definitely need that.
You definitely do. Yes.
So, CPR training will be a part of my postpartum package, and you will be certified in CPR. So it's not just a training; you will be certified in CPR after you take the training. Also, we have Kanisha, and she has Elegant Massage, and she is a traveling massage therapist. So for my moms who agreed to the package, they will get one massage, one
Oh
postpartum
wow.
massage. So and then I'm also going to do like a little gift or so. I'm thinking maybe a yoga ball if they do enroll before they deliver, so they can, get their cervix stressed out, get that baby out. I'm also thinking maybe a birthing pillow. I don't know about y'all, but
Yeah.
I loved my birthing pillow.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
couple incentives for the moms. So I'm hoping that a lot of moms in the community take advantage of this postpartum package, because it's a way for expecting mothers, new mothers at that as well, to transition from being out the hospital. um, as you may know, that first week or so is the toughest. You go from being in the hospital to having people who may help you, to being at home, to not really having too much of a support, because we don't have that community like we used to.
Yes.
Remember when I said that we had women that would come over? I mean, that women that would come over and, show their love and their support. Not
Mhm.
saying that, that's like that for everybody. For the most part, it's not. We don't
Yeah.
have that community no more. So that's what Radiant Doula, and that's just the fancy name I put on it. That's
I
what
love
the
it.
Radiant Doula package is for, just to provide that support and help the families transition out the hospital. Oh, and then also with Davita, I had to add this. I am going to partner with Davita as well to supply. She will help supply the mothers with the storage bags as
Mhm.
well. So another Black
Okay.
mom in the community is doing it. Yes.
Yes,
So,
yes, yes. I love it. I love it. I think that, we really, really have to go back to our roots. Like,
oh yeah,
our
for sure.
ancestors used to be there for each other. Like, we have to come back because we need that village again. We
Mhm.
need that support. Like, we have to, in a way, and it's my opinion, I think it's a lot of just, ego in a way to believe that
I'm
maybe I can do
so
it by
glad.
myself. But it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay to say, listen,
Say
I need some
that.
help. I cannot do this by myself.
Say
Okay.
that. I'm so
I
glad
need
that
some
you
help.
said that. Yes, I am so glad that you said that because when I was speaking on the healing work, I used to be angry. Don't get me wrong. I definitely used to be angry. And it took for me, like I said, it took for me to become a mother. And also it took for me to actually get out in the community to see that, honey, Black women is the most disrespected, one of the most disrespected people alive. Like,
Yes.
we don't, and honestly, it took for me to actually see that from other people, other cultures, and all that for me to actually learn that, like, we don't need that. We don't listen. We don't need to be hating. We don't need to none of that. When it comes to one another, we really need to be taking the time to love one another
Yes.
because the last thing that we need as Black women is to be tearing down each other. We don't need it. We really do not need it. So that's what we're here for. I mean.
Thank you. I love it. I love it. And I love that package. You got everything going on in that package, honey. I
Okay.
love it. You guys definitely,
Thank
if
you.
you are expecting or know anyone expecting or pregnant now, definitely get in contact with my guest, Tiffany, in
Yes.
regards to her services. And it seems like you like you said, you focus more on the postpartum um,
Hmm.
period of okay. Yes,
Yes.
definitely,
Yes.
definitely. That, and like I said, postpartum, that fourth trimester is very important
Yes.
to the mother and the child. So definitely, definitely. So I do have one
Yeah.
more question just to wrap this
Of
up. It's been such a
course.
great
Of
conversation.
course.
Yes, so I would just like to know, what difference would you like to make in this world as being a doula?
So the difference that I would like to make is to basically let my moms know that we are here. Okay, sis, I got you. We got you. We got one another. We are here. That's the difference I want to make. I want to I want to be able to help restore that confidence, that trust
Hmm.
within ourselves, within one another. Like I said, like we said, within that community. I want to be able to build that community up again. So yes.
Yes, I love it. Thank you so much for that. We needed to
Thank
hear this.
you.
This was something that was really important to me to touch on this topic because it's a lot of women pregnant, but I believe that we can stop the infant mortality. We can stop the maternal mortality if we are able to come
Definitely.
together and unite and give each other the support that we need, even if it's before pregnancy and or after pregnancy, because the womb is the house of creation, and
Yes,
we are the
definitely.
black women of America, and just in general, and we hold so much value. So if we aren't right, how are we able to allow our children, or even create children in a world that won't be right? So it all
Right.
starts with us, and it starts for, like, what you're doing, just you being out here, just, you know, being humble and just taking time out your day to even go and support another black woman shows your character and shows
Thank you.
how
Thank you.
valuable you are
Thank
to the
you.
world, because we need more people like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes,
Yes, yes,
ma'am.
of course, of course. Now, thank you again for joining me today, Tiffany, in discussing
No
this amazing
problem.
topic, the womb, the house of creation. I would also like to give a special thank you to my amazing healing tribe and audience for joining us today. I pray today's episode was informative and valuable to you all. Also, be sure to give us a feedback, share, and subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes on any of your favorite podcast stations and or on my YouTube channel, Heal with Angelica Waters Podcast, to help get the message out for those in need of healing. Also, check out my
Yes.
ebooks on health and wellness and the mini merchandises like our Eat to Live tees and our Heaven Equals Woman tees listed in the link in the description. I will also include guest information where you can follow up and reach out to today's guest, Miss Tiffany Pullen.
Yes.
Yes. So, Tiffany, before we end the show today, do you mind? I'm sorry. Do you have any closing remarks for our audience today?
I just want to thank the Milk Mamas community. Okay, we here, nah. But I want to thank the Milk Mamas community. The women who are helping me with this postpartum package, Taisha, Kanisha, I really appreciate y'all. The amazing doulas, all the other doulas in this community, because I have worked with plenty of doulas, and it took for me to see the light in them to radiate back on me, to know that this is what I'm here for. So every woman that I have worked with, trust me, I see you, and I really appreciate you. That I want to make sure that y'all know that I really appreciate y'all and the support. If y'all have any questions, if y'all would like to reach out to me, if y'all would like to donate to a mother service, you can go to www.milkmamas.org, or you can reach out to me on Facebook, anything like that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I love it. Wait, I just want to ask you, like, do you think about traveling in the future?
Oh yeah, we are slowly traveling out to. We actually expanding out to Cincinnati and Columbus, so that's actually in the
Yes.
works. So yes, we definitely
Yes,
are
that is so
expanding.
good. I just had to ask that. That wasn't the ending of the thing, but it was in my mind. Like, are you guys going to expand? Because I know I
Yes,
have audience that
definitely.
aren't in Ohio that probably want to see, like, hey, she's pretty
Yes,
cool. Let me check her
definitely.
out.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you so
yes.
much.
Of course. Thank you all again for joining us today, and we leave you guys as we came. Peace and blessings.
Bye.